remind you about our agenda. Agenda was to conduct interviews with the candidates for administrative positions on their correspondence to the criterion for the criterion professional competence, then approval of the results. Number 3, determining the successful candidates. And number 4 was miscellaneous. So we have today Katarina Koval, Vyacheslav Navrotsky, Bogdan Romanuk, Roman Koivida, Drago Kos, and Nona Tsotsoria. Absent are Miss Busol, Mr. Gujal, and so far we don't have Mr. Sobol. He told us that he could be late. Mr. Gujal is on a business trip. Olena Yurievna told us that she would not participate in the meeting. Because there is no quorum, we are not opening the meeting of the Selection Commission according to the agenda, on which we would have to make a decision on the results. We have a draft resolution provided by Ms. Koval, number 93, and today we also had a draft resolution suggested by Roman Koibida. We received it on the email. I'm not sure if you read it. Do you have any suggestions, dear colleagues? We cannot continue the meeting because we have no quorum. I would like to inform you that in response from the Office of the Prosecutor General, we have not received any response from the Office of the Prosecutor General to our letter. Bogdan Romaniuk, please. Good day, dear Commission members. I just wanted to ask about this because we have this unclear exchange of messages on this about this letter that you had to send, but you told us that you have sent the letter, and now I've heard that you have sent it because it wasn't very clear from the chat. And the second point, I would like to know so that I can make a decision. So if there is no response from the prosecutor's office, I was talking very emotionally on the previous time that we have the law and we need to abide by the law, and I'm not interested in politics and the public opinion which is heated up by some people. And the second point, what if maybe Mr. Roman Koibida can tell us about the court hearings? What are the prospects? If we make a decision without it, it will also be ridiculous. Katarina Koval. Bogdan Vasilievich, I can tell you that we have sent the letter, we have registered the letter at the prosecutor's office. Thank you for telling me, because it wasn't very clear in the communications exchange. We had some comments online. I don't have time to get deep into this because I still have a lot of work. And the second point, the resolution, it is also important. I know that Mr. Koibida cannot predict what the judge can say. Roman Koibida, we have made an appellate claim. So far, we have no response from the Court of Appeals. As Ms. Katerina has said, Office of the Prosecutor General made an appeals claim as well, but there is no information from the Court of Appeals so far on any actions on those claims. Romanuk, thank you, because we need to have a certain position. I'm not a robot. I cannot just vote because we need it. I don't like this. And today, as always, I'm present in spite of anything, and I'm not talking about my problems. Katarina Koval. we are waiting for opening of the case. I understand, Romaniuk. I understand. We need to wait for this because there is no cassation provided. Maybe this will be the end. Oh, I don't know. Cassational appeal is also possible. Please, Drago.
Thank you. Well, I would say that we don't have to wait what will be the, let's say, the result of our appeal, because this is not the first court case we are participating in, but it is the first one which made us stop our proceedings, and which is extremely strange because we have the winner. Just some members of the commission don't want to announce it. So, you see, what would happen if after every decision of the court of the first instance, everything would stop? And I'm not only talking about our case, I'm not only talking about Ukraine, I'm talking about the whole world. Until the decision is final, the life and the procedures have to go on. And this is what we have to do. This appellate procedure might take months, maybe even a year. I don't want to talk that, let's say, I don't want to spend another year discussing the same issue where decision has been made months ago already. But I'm just asking you, what do you think? How do we look in the eyes of Ukraine? I will not speak about the international community, but in the eyes of Ukraine, when we say, well, there's an appeal, there has been decision, we will wait until it. So this doesn't happen anywhere in the world. We do our job. The court can dismiss it, fine, but then it's the court decision and the court's responsibility. We have to fulfill our responsibility, and I find this extremely strange, that we know who the winner is, we just don't want to proclaim him. And I'm sure, and no, you're not sure, we all know it, this is not, this slowdown, this delay is not caused by procedural reasons. It's not caused because someone would like to wait for the appeal, because somebody would like to conduct a second special check, which is absolutely illegal. So this is because somebody doesn't like the results of our work. We have selected the candidates, and we don't have the courage now to declare the winner. This is something I don't understand.
Драго, ви ж не можете не визнати, що
Drago, well, you have to say, you have to admit that the decision impacted our work. The first instance court, when our rules of procedure were invalidated by the first decision.
But there were many other decisions of the courts too. In our cases, we never followed them. We just worked until the decision will get final. So, as I wrote in one of my SMS messages, I find this just as an excuse.
Ми працювали, ми провели всі етапи.
We were working, we conducted all the stages, we are continuing our work. We have prepared the final resolution, we are referring to a law, we have the results, we have the rating, and we have the winner. Katerina Petrovna, we don't have the rating and we don't have the winners. We have the results of all the stages, but we don't have the winners, we don't have the rating. And this is what we have to do. Roman, we have the winners, we have the rating, but we don't have a resolution on their approval, as it is provided for by the regulations. We need to have a final resolution on the approval of the results. Yes, we have to make a public announcement of the results. Romaniuk, we are going in circles again and again. We put the law aside and we are going on and on just because we need to do this. That's it. Romaniuk, the law wants us to determine the results, the winners. Bogdan Romaniuk, the law clearly states that it is conditional. The law provides the conditions when we can do this. And I was telling this on the previous time. We are continuing this again and again because you are good guys and we are the bad guys. You are we are the traitors and so on, again and again. Койбіда. Богдан Васильович, don't tell that we have not told those words. One of the resolutions was almost unanimous. No, Романюк, no. I never told any names, not you, not Drago, not Mr. Zoria. I always commended you. Роман Койбіда. Your suggestion was almost supported by almost everyone. Романюк, but I voted for this, and what's next?
But you see, Mr. Romanuk, you're trying to find a solution, which we all respect a lot. But we have some members of the commission who don't care about the solution. They only.
Спасибі.
Thank you. So because some people are telling that I don't want to do anything, that I was appointed by somebody. I used to be a manager. I had tens of thousands of people in my subordination. Everybody knows me, but this is not my fault. And people are trying to attribute some bad things to me. I always abide by the law. If the law is bad, we have to fulfill it because it is the law. If a court is bad, if it's delaying the case, we cannot do anything because there are certain procedures and we have to keep them. I would like to repeat again and again that I always find time to participate in the meetings. I never tell you that I need to go somewhere here or there. I have never given any excuses. I have always participated in the meetings. I had 3 lectures. I have just finished my work. Well, I wanted to participate personally in the meeting room. So I'm present here online. Thank you. We have to be tolerant to each other. I'm asking you again and again. Don't do this. We need to take into account everything. If somebody has a position, we cannot tell that he is a bad guy. If a person has his or her position, this is normal. Look at the Constitutional Court. This is the only institution in Ukraine. If they make a resolution, 3 to 4 judges can have their separate opinion. So they make a decision and they attach different opinions of the judges. So here we have to put up with this. I love everybody. And I have never made any personal statements. I mentioned that Miss Nona Tsotsoria is a lawyer, she is a judge. I commended her and that's it. And you tell me that I'm being personal. Or if I commend the chairperson, that she has been putting up with us so long. Thank you, Bogdan Vasilyevich. We have also Mr. Yevgen Sobol online. Yevgen, do you hear us? Yes, I'm present. I'm online. Katarina Koval. But anyway, we have no quorum. Well, we appointed the meeting today, but 2 commission members are absent. They have made their explanations in the chat. We have 2 draft resolutions. And once again, we have not yet received any response from the Office of the Prosecutor General. And we are waiting for opening of the case by the Court of Appeal, according to our claim and according to the claim of the Prosecutor General's Office, against the resolution of the Kyiv District Court. The only way is we can make changes to our regulations on how we can make our voting so that we wouldn't be blocked. Drago, please.
Yeah, I don't know who said, well, you said right now that we are waiting the court case at the appellate court to be open. As far as I can remember, we didn't make any decision that we will wait for the case. This is your, let's say, interpretation. We just have some members of the commission say some very good resolutions, the last one by Mr. Romaniuk, but we did not say that we will wait for the opening of the case. So I will not say that, especially not in public, because this is not true.
Пан
We have to
Драго,
have a
ви неуважно слухаєте.
Mr. Drago,
such thing to
maybe you were not attentive. I just told Mr. Sobol about how the meeting is going on. I'm not telling that the commission is waiting and that's why it's not continuing the work. Indeed, Mr. Drago, independently of our decisions, we are expecting when the Court of Appeals will start proceedings on our claim and on the claim of the Office of the Prosecutor General. It doesn't influence our resolutions, but we are waiting for the Court of Appeal to start work. Though we don't have an opportunity to pay the court fee, we are expecting the Court of Appeals to start proceedings on our claim. If the court does not start proceedings due to some reasons and does not consider our claim, the first instant resolution will be in force. So we have prepared the claim, and we are expecting that the Court of Appeals will invalidate the resolution of the first instance courts, because there are no legal grounds to invalidate our rules of procedure. I was telling this to Mr. Sobol, what we have been discussing before he connected, and before you connected to us, we were discussing the situation. Before we started the live stream, I suggest to close the meeting because we have no quorum. Maybe we can determine the next date, maybe on Monday, Tuesday. Any suggestions? Drago, please.
Well, I have to say, as a lawyer, I don't understand your reasoning. You said that if the appellate court will not open the case, then the decision of the first instance court will be final. This cannot happen. We have submitted the appeal, so the appellate court, they have to do something. They can confirm it, they can reject it, but they have to do something. Meanwhile, just because the lapse of time, if they don't do anything, this doesn't mean that the decision of the first instance court will become final. And we are only bound, or I hope this is also the case in Ukraine, we are only bound by the final decisions of the courts. The decision is not final yet. So we not only can do our work, we have to do our work, because this is what we have been posted here for. But then let's be practical. You see, I would
Ми продовжуємо свою роботу.
We are continuing our work, indeed. We are working on the resolution.
No, you're delaying
But,
the resolution. You're delaying the resolution. But let us be practical. I don't see any reason why we would say that we would have the next meeting on Monday, because we don't know if we would have Mr. Gujal and Ms. Olena with us. So I would suggest that you send out again, this timeline, and that each of us fill it in, or you ask us on the WhatsApp when we are available. So that then it will make sense. But as I see, let's say, Ms. Busol took the principal position that she will not participate anymore, which I call the sabotage, which this is a sabotage. Mr. Gujal is also saying that he will not participate until we get the decision of the appellate court. This is again a sabotage. And I really hate to say this, but you see, now we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of us willing to work, 10, Thomas included, or 9, but we cannot make a decision because 2 of our members do not want to make a decision. And this is not because they would be really thinking that we need decision of the appellate court or that we need, let's say, some special checks. This is because they have been told not to make a decision. absolutely and clearly. And this is not just one case at the court. Because of what we are doing, or better to say, not doing, the Special Anti-Corruption Prosecutor's Office in Ukraine doesn't have a head for 1 year and a half. This is many cases which cannot be handled in a proper way. I'm sure that, let's say, the prosecutors working there are handling them to their best possible knowledge. But not having a head of such an important office in a country like Ukraine, it is basically, I could use even harder word than sabotage. I will not use it yet, but this is extremely irresponsible towards the country, irresponsible towards the prosecutors working there, irresponsible to all the investigators and judges and everybody in Ukraine who's interested in fighting corruption. This is what we're dealing with. Mr. Romanuk said before that he loves everybody. I don't love everybody. I love him, but not everybody, especially not the ones who are preventing us from making the final decision, which is, by the way, it's made already. But as lawyers, we know that until we have adopted the resolution, we don't have a final decision. Substantial decision is very clear. Some of you, maybe not even, or maybe the guys who are not present, they're just waiting for, let's say, some miracle to dismiss the results of our work. Why? Do you think that those individuals who told you or who told them not to approve the resolution are doing this because they like Ukraine or because they are interested in having honesty in the country? If that will be the case with the previous presidents, then Ukraine would not be in such a bad position when it comes to corruption. They're not doing it because they would be supporting Ukraine. They're doing it because they would like to support themselves. So all the time, I'm puzzled by a question. What it is out there they're trying to hide so hard that they don't let us to select the head of SAPO? What are they hiding? This is the question which we would have to discuss. Maybe not us present here today, because by coming here, we expressed our goodwill. But at least some of us, I know that some of you are also here because you knew that we will not have a quorum. But this is now growing far beyond our work. And I'm afraid this will have bad consequences for all of us. For Ukraine for sure, because Ukraine will not get the head of SAPO for some time, but also for all of us sitting in this commission, because what we are doing is basically ridiculous. And don't hide yourself behind the laws, because we can read the law, and plus we have friends in Ukraine who can interpret your law to us. We have friends in Ukraine who can interpret the laws, let's say, on the judicial proceedings, on special checks, and we all know that you're wrong. I'm not talking now to you, Ms. Koval. I'm not talking about basically to those who don't want to approve the resolution. So the situation, basically, legally, it's very clear. Substantially, it's also very clear. The problem is we have to follow the rules. And the rule says we have to have 6+2, which is fine. But this will not end well for none of us.
Дякую, пан Драу. Я хочу нагадати вам підготовче засідання, яке проходило...
Thank you, Mr. Drago. I would like to remind you about the preparatory meeting, which took about 10 hours. We had 2 meetings, and we were approving the method of voting, and we approved it in our regulations. And we discussed all the risks of voting 5+2. If we had a majority, if we had a simple majority, we could have finished the competition and approve all the resolutions. But today we have the situation 5+2. So you tell us that we are 9 or 8, but we are not able to make a resolution. But 6+0 would have enabled us to make a resolution. Right now, until we have a quorum 5+2, we are not able to amend the rules of procedure before the court resolution is final. And we could have made everything to approve our resolutions.
Technically, yes, of course, we would have a resolution, but we would be appointing, well, not we, you would be appointing a candidate who, for sure, it's not the best candidate. that would be a member of the parliament sitting at the top of the Special Anti-Corruption Prosecution Office. This is what you wanted from the beginning. It failed, but luckily because we had the rule 5+2. I know it's complicated, but without 5+2, we would not even get here where we are now. We would not get really good candidates for the positions. We would have candidates, we would have resolutions, but all of those will be very bad candidates, not serving any purpose, but serving their political masters. And this is not what we want for Ukraine.
Пан Драго, скажіть, будь ласка, без голосів 5,2, чи пройшов би до сьогодні?
Drago, without that format 5+2, would we have a winner today? Because you know you're criticizing competition commission that much every time. But what about Mr. Klemenko? Did other members voted for him or for Mr. Sinyuk?
Клименко сам дійшов до цього етапу?
Klemenko just came to the final himself? No, we are all voted in the same way. Every independent member of the commission voted, supported, and today we have a winner. We've been criticized that we are supporting one winner. Today we are criticizing for another one. But Klemenko didn't come to the final himself. Everyone voted for Klemenko. Everyone assessed his results. And that's why we have this final result. And in the approved decision, it will be the same.
No, I would not say so. This is all what you're waiting for, to let's say, kick him out of the competition. Of course, if once again, with an ordinary quorum 6-0, of course, we would have a decision which would be a bad one. But you said it right. All of us assessed Mr. Klemenko as the best candidate. But as good as I know that without approving a resolution, we do not have a winner. We have a factual winner, but this doesn't count if this is not legally adopted. And this is why we are where we are, because some people, not in the commission, because the commission made Mr. Klemenko the best candidate. All of us. Some people not in the commission don't like him of chairing SAPO. But let's say those are the philosophical discussions. Let's agree that you will send out, let's say, the timesheet for the next week, and then we convene as soon as possible again.
Це гарна пропозицію. Давайте тоді відмітимо в таблиці.
Well, let's look at the table. Please put changes into the table when you can do it. Let's adapt to those who cannot attend. For instance, I can make a meeting next week every day. Dear colleagues, could you please mark in the table the possibility of your attendance? And we will publish it to the website of General Prosecutor. Probably we will get the response from them by that time. If there are no any other suggestions, dear colleagues, well, we didn't open the meeting, but let's close it. I have a suggestion. I'm ready to find time every day to vote.
Дякую, Богдан Васильович.
Thank you,
We
Bogdan
need 5
Vasilievich.
minutes. Mr. Romaniuk proposed a very good resolution the other day. We have a very good proposal by Mr. Kubida now. So all we need is really 5 minutes. But those, it looks they're very scary minutes, 5 minutes for some members of the commission. But your proposal, Ms. Koval, is a good one. So let's do it next week and let us fill in the timeline as soon as possible.
Дякую, колеги. Тоді до зустрічі.
Thank you, colleagues. See you next time then. We will send the announcement
Ви сформуєте в таблиці, можливо,
after you mark in the table your possibility to attend. But preliminary it will be Wednesday, Thursday.
Добре, тоді до зустрічі, до побачення.
Okay, see you next time. See you next time. Be healthy, stay healthy.
Mr. Romaniuk, don't forget, I liked you.
Ну, да.
Oh, well.